Good morning, everybody. As always, if you like misidentified ships, terrible replays, or just want to hear me sip on coffee, then please give the video a like, drop a sub if you haven't subscribed yet. Alright, so what are we looking at today? We are looking at my clanmate, Lionel in his Alabama. I've never featured the Alabama on their channel before, and if this Alabama does look very familiar, then I wouldn't blame you. So, it's a tier 8 premium. She was introduced, let's check on World Gaming's website, before Field Minotaur rips me a new one for misidentifying stuff. Yeah, Alabama first went on sale 31 March 2017 on the NA servers, and then 30 March on the EU servers. Alright, so it's a tier 8 American battleship. Shares the many characteristics with the North Carolina, which is obviously the tech tree tier 8 American battleship. Well, used to be the only one. Now we've got the thick boys, Minnesota, Vermont, that entire line in the game as well. Shares the same identical 16-inch gun, even the same AP values. What sets her apart is she's got the best torpedo defense system of any American battleship in the game, and she's got a 2-second faster rudder shift than the North Carolina, and that gives her a 50 meters smaller turning radius. So yeah, does look very, very much like the Massachusetts as well, but no, this is actually in Alabama. Now, Lionel's here in a standard sort of game on the map called Shards. Not one of my favorite maps. Very difficult to play the A cap. C cap up here has its own challenges. But I've had some very, very good games. And even in my North Carolina, I remember, I think it was one of the rank sprints. It was in North Carolina, and I got a couple of Dreadnought, fireproof Dreadnought. I think I even got a Kraken in it. So yeah, one of the characteristics I remember about the North Carolina, and I haven't played mine in forever, is the incredibly floaty shells. In other words, the very, very long shell travel time. And we'll see a couple of times here that Lionel kind of underestimates how slow the shells are, and then has the second value to adjust for it. That said, you guys are looking for an absolute treat, just like that Mayoko. Because that Miyoko just got citadeled. What an opening salvo. You know this game is going to be fun when a Miyoko loses half his health with the first salvo. Aircraft coming in. Lionel vectors his AA and shoots down 3. Now, like any of the American battleships from what tier 8 onwards, the Americans basically fitted anti-aircraft guns to every open available space. Takes a pot shot there at the New Orleans, and then he sees the Miyoko that he paddled so hard come back out. Come on, Miyoko, show yourself. Oh, there's a München. Only 2 hits on the... There's a München, well, München, named after the city Munich, and that's a very recent tier 8 cruiser that was introduced into the game. And there we see that incredible floaty shell time. Unfortunately, if he'd led that München a little bit more, it would have been end of the game for him there. Selling broadside to a couple of battleships here, not the best idea. Enemy Ryujo kills a Graf Spee. Enemy Tirpitz kills another Graf Spee. Was it Graf Spee day? So Netherlands team's already 2 ships down. And usually when a match starts like this, it's never a good thing. And a very interesting match format in that there's no DDs. And as somebody that's been playing DDs for a bit, the last few weeks, I can tell you most games are just utter hell. If there is a CV and that CV pays attention, you are constantly getting beaten like a red-headed stepchild. Yesterday I was in Malefantask, and I just happened to end up in a 8-10 match, and that CV chased me all across the map. And I eventually sank enemy Tirpitz, and then he got even more pissed at me. So Lennel's having to avoid the friendly Indianapolis. You wouldn't want them stranded in shark-infested waters, no would we? And there is a enemy New Orleans. Ooh, friendly Mogami torpedoes a enemy North Carolina with a devastating strike. Oops, only 5,500 hits on that New Orleans there. And the München here on the right side is now lobbing shells over, trying to obviously get a fire. And there's that Miyoko. He has not moved from that island since he got the paddling. Now we see Lennel damage control a single fire here. And looking at it, he is disengaging from anything that can set him on fire. So possibly the right action here. Sees an enemy Tirpitz, sees an opportunity to take a shot at the enemy Tirpitz, and shells are out. Whoops. Friendly North Carolina there, sporting the American camo, is on fire. And obviously now trying to disengage as well. Prince Eugen up there, shooting at the North Carolina that is still on fire. And being one of the only ships visible, he has a hell of a lot of shells sent to him. Turns out, and looks like almost every shell missed. Somebody did take a pot shot at Indianapolis. And there is an enemy Bismarck that has just shown himself. That Mogami kills the enemy Dallas, so the Mogami has done the 2 enemy kills, and he has effectively now equaled the scores. Mogami, great tier 8 ship if you're in a tier 6 to 8 matchup. If you end up in an 8 to 10 matchup, the Mogami can be pure hell, because it is citadeled if you just look at it. And the Tirpitz that Lennel missed earlier shows himself again. Shells out. And he gets 3 defended ribbons, 2 overpens and a pen. Now with no DDs, nobody has actually gone into cap, which leads for a little bit of a stalemate type of gameplay. The Tirpitz has obviously realized that he is about to beach. And Alabama, terrible dispersion there. Unfortunately, Lennel only gets one hit. Turpit's now pulling back. Obviously trying to cap as well. New Orleans kills that friendly Megami. And 2 ricochets. That Turpitz is lucky. And that München has taken an absolute paddling from somebody. Literally on less than a quarter of his health. But he has gone dark now. And there is the Bismarck that was up north. Back again. This Indianapolis here manages to take out the Turpitz. Ooh, and that's a nice 10,000 salvo on the Bismarck. Unfortunately, Indianapolis, not a ship I would push in, even if it is a 6 to 8 match. It just doesn't have the armor schemes. Very fun ship, and if memory serves me right, it is one of the only tier 7s that actually has radar. I think the Indianapolis and the Atlanta, but I could be wrong. And there's another 12,000 salvo. And we're 12 minutes into this match already, and both teams have only lost 3 ships each. But you can see the health bars on both sides starting to drop as the attrition is starting to wear in. And there is that Mayoko. Ooh, that Mayoko kills the Indianapolis. But that was the Miyoko that Lionel paddled earlier. He gets 2 defended ribbons, as that Miyoko is now trying to cap C. Miyoko has unfortunately shown himself. And this will probably not end well for him. Ismail kills a enemy in North Carolina. And there's that Miyoko again. This time Lionel gives him enough lead, citadels him, and he gets his first kill of the match. And there's a Leander up front. Leander does have torpedoes, if I'm not mistaken. So Lionel knows there's probably speedy death pylons coming his way. Oof. Beautiful, beautiful dispersion there. Gets 5 hits for 11,000 hit points. And we can see he's already at 85,000. Now, unfortunately, this Leander wasn't paying attention. He obviously set a smoke screen for himself, and then he drifted out of his smoke screen. And instead of now continuing to try and get away, he's trying to pull back into the smoke screen right in front of an Alabama.
We've destroyed an enemy cruiser.
And that didn't work out very well. We see Lennel's got his second kill of the match now. Not a 200 IQ move there from that Leander. There's a New Mexico down here. And he is being attacked by pretty much everything that can shoot at him on the south side of the map. The York manages to kill that New Mexico. And within about 2 minutes, the tides have turned on this match. Both teams have a cap, but Lennel's team has started gaining on the kills. And there's a broadside New Orleans, 7 kilometers from him. Yeah, this is not going to end well either. Oof, 5,000. Front salvo. 2 citadels, and Lionel gets his 3rd kill. Unfortunately, the Ryujo bombs the Ismail, And there is the Prince Eugen and the Munich. The Munich is literally like one shell hit away from death. Unfortunately, it seems that Munich was going faster than Lenel anticipated, and he misses completely. This is what I said earlier, with those slow shell velocities. You sometimes have to lead quite a bit. I remember on the Iowa, I had done the French battleships, I had done Russian battleships, and then eventually I was in the Iowa. And really struggling to get that shell trajectories. It's basically you have to fire with the Mayan calendar. The aircraft carrier made the mistake of bringing a squad close to Lenel's Alabama and immediately loses 4 planes. You can see the aircraft carrier has approached them twice and lost 10 planes in the process. Not a good idea. Unfortunately, Lenel is about the biggest thing that the Ryujo can shoot at now. So he's now sending squadrons again and again. That Bismarck comes out again. Been living on a prayer there. And Lenel manages to capture the B cap as well. So kill stuff and cap. Why not? So we see the Prince Eugen and the North Carolina engaging there in a bit of a fight. And one in over penetration. Lenel manages to yoink the kill there. Oh, the Ryujo scores a hit quite near the back and forces Lenel to have to use his repair party. And there is the Ryujo. So this game has 2 minutes, 28 seconds remaining. Can Lenel get his Kraken? Ooh, 6 overpins on the Ryujo. That is unlucky. See, the friendly Ranger has just taken a nice chunk out of that Bismarck. And Ryujo loses another squadron. Oh, yes, there we are. Lenel kills the Bismarck, and he gets his Kraken unleashed. Now that Ryujo is obviously in a bit of a fight for his life, and he is now just sending squad after squad at the closest thing. Munich is behind 2 mountains, no way to lob the shells there. Not sure what the Ryujo was thinking here. Really not sure what the Ryujo was thinking here. Ooh, Citadel on the Ryujo for 17k. North Carolina finally kills at München, leaving only this Ryujo alive. Well, Ryujo is no longer alive. And we can see in the after stats, 161,000 damage, 6 kills, multiple citadels, a Kraken unleashed, obviously top of his team there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today. First time I'm featuring an Alabama replay. Hope everybody has a fantastic week further, and stay safe out there. Take care, everybody. Cheers.